Hey, Khadijah Wiggins here. So I wanted to hop on real quick to do this quick video on weight loss plateaus. And I want to specifically talk about like the real reason why you're experiencing a weight loss plateau and what you can do to overcome it. So if you're watching this live, go ahead and drop the word hashtag live. And then if you're catching the replay, just comment hashtag replay. If you are new to my content, to my page and all that, I help moms lose the fupa, aka the mommy belly, without excessive cardio, without cutting carbs, and basically without spending hours in the kitchen. Okay. And today I want to speak on weight loss plateaus specifically because they're a problem. Okay. And if you're experiencing a plateau right now, you definitely want to tune in because I'm about to drop some gems, okay? So here's the thing. Let's get to it. So here's the thing. Most of us aren't necessarily experiencing a plateau. We're not. And before you jump down my throat, okay, let me explain this because this is going to open a lot of eyes, all right? So most of us are not actually experiencing a weight loss plateau. The number one reason why most of us are stagnant when it comes to our weight loss, it comes down to not consistently showing up and not consistently putting in the effort. All right. And sometimes we can confuse that with being in a plateau. And the way that I look at it is if you kind of do things, you kind of get results. So your, the effort that you put forth directly correlates to the results that you see. And I'll give you a prime example. So on Sundays, I typically check in with my clients. All right. So I check in with everyone on Sunday. And just yesterday, I was speaking to one of my clients and she said, Khadijah, I've been following this plan. I made tons of progress in the first few weeks, but now that progress is starting to slow down. I'm not seeing as much progress as I did in the beginning. And I said, okay, no problem. Like, do you mind if I ask you some questions to figure this out? Because that's my job, to support you, to get you back on track and figure this out. So of course she said, yeah, right? So the first thing I asked her was, how often are you actually tracking your food? And she said every day. Like, that's one of my non-negotiables. I said, okay, great. Hey, Shay. So then I asked her, I said, okay, well, how often are you actually sticking to what's on your plan? And she said, most days I stick with my plan. Monday through Friday is typically the easiest, but I do my best. I said, okay, cool. So then I asked her, I said, are you consistently drinking enough water based off of the goals that we set? Are you consistently doing that? And she said, yeah, on most days I do. I said, cool. And then the last question I asked her, I said, how are your workouts going? I said, I know that the way that we set up your plan, you should be doing 3 to 5 sets of this workout. How is that going for you? And she said, I normally get through 3 sets, no problem. And then I'll just go do some cardio and my workout is done. I said, okay, cool. Hey, Tressa. So I said, can I be really honest with you for a second? And she said, of course. I said, look, here's what I just heard based off of what you told me. Here's what I've heard. I heard that you sometimes stick to your plan. You drink the right amount of water some days, and you're doing the bare minimum for your workouts. And she literally just sat there and didn't say anything for a second. And when she did respond, she was like, damn, you're right. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because sometimes we may really feel like we're doing all the right things. I promise you, like, especially when you're changing things and you're doing things you don't normally do, you may really feel like you're doing everything in your power. But it really comes down to consistency and follow through and actually doing it day in and day out. Because again, half-ass work gives half-ass results. So you have to make sure that what you're expecting of yourself is aligned with the actions that you're taking. All right. If you're getting value, please let me know in the comments. So here's the thing, like for most of us, okay, for most of us, it's not really a matter of being stuck in a plateau. Okay, that's an excuse that we use when we're not seeing results. But when you actually sit down and ask yourself, am I really giving my all? Am I really doing my best? Can you say without a shadow of a doubt that you are? Because listen, weight loss is hard. Like the amount of dedication, the level of commitment and consistency that it takes, most people aren't really willing to put that in. And that's why most people never see success with weight loss, because it takes an entirely different mindset, an entirely different skill set, an entirely different level of commitment to see this process through. So if you feel like you're stuck in a plateau, again, ask yourself, am I really doing everything in my power to get this weight off or to transform my body or whatever that means to you? So I've had my share of plateaus due to inconsistency. I have. And here's how I changed it. So the first thing that I did, I had to crank things up. I had to refocus. I had to literally get super disciplined and follow what I was supposed to do day in and day out. When I didn't feel like it, when I wasn't feeling well, when I would rather be doing something else, I stuck with it. Because when you know what your long-term goal is, you're going to do it. It's kind of like, okay, I'm going to give you the blueprint. And this is what I tell my clients. I'm going to give you the blueprint, but I can't force you to take the action. I can't make you commit and put in the work. I can only show you the way. And that's really what it comes down to. It's like, am I really committing to myself to get this done? All right. So again, if you feel like you're stuck in a plateau and you're not putting forth the best effort or putting forth your best effort, I'm going to challenge you to do that first. And then if all else fails, right? If you're showing up 200%, all right, nothing less than 100, and you're still not seeing that progress, then you could truly be stuck in a plateau. But for 90% of the women that I talk to, it really comes down to consistency. And once you're able to dial things in and really just be consistent for a longer period of time. All right, remember, 3 weeks is not enough time. 4 weeks is not enough time. Honestly, in 4 weeks, your body's probably just now catching up to do the things that it needs to. So you got to stick with it long term. And you have to think about this as a marathon. All right, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. Excuse me. We're set up to want like instant gratification. It's like we want to see instant results, but instant results can be gone just as quickly. All right. So again, like you got to be willing to do this long term. You got to be willing to put in the work for months. All right. Sometimes years, depending on where you're at. So again, like, don't stop using the excuse of a plateau. All right. I'm gonna keep it real. Stop using that excuse. That is not the problem. You just got to be more consistent. So if you got value from this, again, drop some flames, drop some emojis, react to this video. Let me know. Show your girl some love. Okay. And if you're one of those people though, where you truly feel like you are stuck in a plateau, regardless of if it's from inconsistency, lack of follow through, or maybe you're really experiencing like a metabolic plateau. If you want help getting unstuck, what I want you to do is just comment the word plateau. That's it. And what I'll do is I'll send you a message, ask you a couple questions, kind of figure out where you're at, because the first step is to diagnose the problem. Until you know why, we can't fix it. So again, I'll send you a message, ask you some questions, and figure out if I can even help you. All right. And that's pretty much where we will go from there. But again, thank you guys for tuning in. I hope this helped. Again, no more plateaus. Put in the work, get it done. And I'm telling you, you will see results. Have a good day, y'all.